Welcome to Tales of the Lesser Medium, a podcast that pokes fun at video game narratives. I'm your narrator, Caleb J. Ross, and I'm here joined by my co-host.
Listen, guys, I know last episode we really got the runaround, right? But this episode will be much more focused. We're going straight to Londi. Well, we're kind of going straight to Londi. You know, I tell you what, we're heading in the general direction of where we think Londi could be. And if that doesn't get you going, I mean...
Oh, man. Then it will be just like the last two episodes of this podcast. That was Travis. That was Travis Terry, my co-host.
Hi.
Hi. As always, well, I know you were saying hi to the audience, but I figured I'd jump in and intercept that hi. I needed a hi today, so...
I don't think we greeted each other. We just jumped in here and started recording. How's it? Hey!
You know what? It's still... I'm having a bit of the runs. Other than that, things are going good.
That seems mostly okay, then.
Yeah, pretty okay. All right, back to this whole episode thing. As always, we'll be taking you through our favorite video game franchise narratives, interjecting with all sorts of hilarity along the way to make you laugh and to make us kidnap like so many stonemasons. Seriously, if you're a stonemason, or hell, I guess a mason of any material, you'd better watch out, because today we're all about kidnapping and I guess forcing you to build a chair out of rocks for us or something.
Yeah, whatever y'all do.
Anyway, today we close out our 3-part Shenmue adventure with Shenmue 3.
All right, let's close it out. Let's put a bow on it, big old bow.
When we left off last episode, Ryo had ventured into rural China and met a young mountain girl named Shenhua, who had led him to the mine where the Phoenix and Dragon mirrors were forged. While this was pretty neat, it didn't really get us to our resolution. No showdown with Londi, the man who killed his father, and no access to the dragon mirror that pairs with his Phoenix mirror. Ryu's kind of out of luck here. I don't think he's any closer to finding the man who killed his father, do you? And that's kind of a genuine question, actually, for you, Travis, because it's been emailed from our listener. The username Shenmue is too long _45, and his question, is this game series over yet?
I mean... But I will say, we close. The loop we're close.
I'm glad we waited till this audio medium to respond to that email, because I don't know how you spell any of that. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. Okay. I fingers crossed. I think this is going to be a good one. So first, recall the prophecy, if you will, dear listener, that Shenhua spoke of in the mine, the prophecy that foretold that she was to pair with the person who holds the Phoenix mirror, which is Ryo, and they are then to embark on a journey together, yada yada, whatever. We pick up our story today at the very moment that her foretelling concludes. Ryo and Shenhua step out of the cave to a view overlooking Bailu Village, which will be Ryo's home base for the first portion of Shenmue 3. Puzzled as to what has happened to Shenhua's father, they set off toward the village to ask around.
Yeah, and if you recall from last episode, they ventured down into the mine to see her dad, but he wasn't there. All they found was a note saying she must yield herself to someone with the Phoenix mirror, and boy, I haven't stopped thinking about that since I read it.
Yeah, it's all still today as gross as it was when we first heard it in the previous episode. Nothing has changed, like, culturally to make that any less weird sounding. Still weird.
Yield to a stranger, daughter. What?
And somehow I'm also put off by the fact that this all coalesces around the idea of mirrors, which are vain by nature. So it's like not just yield, but also looks are a part of it. And that somehow feels weirder to me, you know?
That's strange.
I probably need to get over it.
She's named after a tree.
That's how
I feel better about it.
Okay. Yeah, just so she was set back in life to begin with. So you're saying this is her fault. All right, Travis Terry, who said this is her fault.
It's someone's fault, for sure.
On their way into the beautiful Bailu Village, Ryo and Shenhua encounter a pair of guards. Shenhua is confused. The village has never needed guards before. It turns out some thugs rode through town 2 days back. Nasty thugs. Ones that no one should mess with.
Yeah, and it's rare when a village is invaded by thugs people should mess with. So.
We're led to assume these thugs are responsible for why Shenhua's father is missing. It makes sense. The two begin asking around the village for clues about the thugs, Shenhua's father, and if they're lucky, maybe some information about Londi, and perhaps maybe a place to get some pizza. Ryu's probably starving, I bet.
Yeah, it was a long boat ride.
No grown adult in the town has a solid answer for where they last saw Shenhua's dad, so Rio is left with no other choice than to interrogate the local children. He approaches one girl to ask her if she's seen Shenhua's father, and she says no, but does mention that her dad is a stonemason. Hey, Travis, guess who else is a stonemason? Shenhua's dad.
Shenhua's dad. Yep.
Okay, you had it on the tip of your tongue. I could see it there.
Yep.
Rio tells her that he'll return once her dad is home. When Rio returns, the man is understandably wary of Rio, but the little girl comes to the door and tells her dad that Rio is her friend, and that the man kindly lets Rio through, which is a choice we here at Tales of the Lesser Medium find a bit odd. Travis, do you have like a PSA or something for this?
I had one printed out already. Basically, we want to come here and say to all the young folks listening out there, if a man comes to your door and wants inside your domicile, and your kid comes up and says, hey, I know this man, he's my friend, that man is a dangerous pedophile. Very dangerous. He's actually already in their heads. Shut that door and call the cops if they exist where you live, because they don't fucking exist here.
I want to see the situation where, like, the dad has been duped before, okay? His child has been abducted by a pedophile before, but somehow he still lets it get to the point where he's willing to entertain maybe another older friend for his little kid. And so he's like, Rio, is it? Okay. And I'll admit that you seem a bit too old for my kid here, but I'm a man of science, okay? We got to have a large sample set of situations. So let me maybe ask you a few questions here before I say that you can hang out with my friend, play patty cake, or whatever you kids at Old Man do. Does that sound good for you?
Yes.
All right, he's already off to a good start. Nice and boring. That's way different than the last guy. So thank you for that. Okay, question one. You need to get a hold of your friend. Do you A, call, or B, text?
That answer is easy. I would prefer to call the friend because I can talk much faster than I can text.
Oh, wow. Okay, your fingers must be broken. Okay. All right. Question 2, and I will tell you up front your score not looking good after one question. Question 2. Let's pretend it's dinner time. You're hungry, long day of work. It's dinner time. But what time is it exactly?
5:30 p.m.
Okay. Well, better. Okay, that's better.
I like to do karate before I go work out at the dojo.
Okay, all right. Your voice is skipping a little bit there this time. I don't know if that's like I'm afraid of you from a pedophile standpoint, but I am still afraid of you from some kind of standpoint. So I'm going to put you down as a half point on that one. All right, question 3, the final question. Doesn't really matter if it's the final question. You're not winning this. The Weather Channel tells you it's going to rain, but of course you already knew that. But how did you know that?
Sometimes when the clouds show dark gray, my left elbow throbs. I can tell that it's going to rain.
No, I was looking for the weather app on your phone. I know it's only like 1986 or something, but still, you should have known that. You should have known that, Rio.
Dang.
But you know what? I'm pretty drunk right now, and I kind of want to keep drinking. So yeah, go ahead and play with my kid. It's fine. Hang out. Go play hide and seek or something. See ya. So
see ya. Is he leaving? I'm just going to leave y'all here alone.
Yeah, this is where all my kids' favorite toys are anyway. I might as well leave you here. It makes more sense. But fortunately, in this case, Rio is not a raging pedophile, but is instead a ruthless detective. It's a fine line, we suppose, I guess. Anyway, the girl's dad hasn't seen Shenhua's dad around, but apparently some thugs recently broke into their home and ransacked it. Rio reckons the thugs are targeting stonemasons for some reason and believes they've kidnapped Shenhua's father.
Yes. Ace Detective Rio Hazaki on the case.
According to Shenhua, the phoenix and dragon carvings in the mines took generations to complete, so while what they were doing was secret, it really couldn't have been all that secret.
Right? Somebody had to know.
To break up the rather boring and fruitless search for Shenhua's father, Rio goes off in search of a dojo where he can brush up on his skills. practicing a little karate out in the woods is good for Rio. It gives him time to think, time to reflect, and better yet, an opportunity to show off the durability of the denim blue jeans he wears that survive several tornado kicks and other acrobatic fighting moves without even the slightest hint of restriction, wear, or tear.
I could use a good pair of good, flexible karate denims. I really could.
That's good news, because that actually reminds me, it's time for today's word from our sponsor. Now, frequent listeners will remember that during our Earthbound episode, our usual sponsor had a bit of a mental breakdown. Now, we checked with Mr. Advertiser, which is weirdly his actual birth given name. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. And while he's doing better, he's not quite ready to hawk his wares again. Thankfully, though, we do have an advertiser today that when they heard Rio was out there spreading the good word of stretch denim, they knew they had to sponsor this show.
Get ready for Chuck Norris Action Jeans. Developed by Chuck Norris for stunt fighting and action movies, these great-looking Western-style jeans have a unique hidden gusset, which allows greater movement without binding or ripping. Satisfaction guaranteed. Check the fit and feel of these great-looking jeans. If you're not pleased, return them within 14 days, postage prepaid, in new condition for a full refund of purchase price or size adjustment. Half-price lifetime guarantee. If they ever wear out, rip, fray, or tear, return them, parentheses, postage prepaid, in parentheses, for a new pair at half the retail price at the time of return. Wow, and that, dear listeners, was a real product that was really sold to real people who anticipated being in real street fights while wearing jeans.
Dang, for real? Like those are real?
For real. For really real.
Wow. I bet the lowlifes were calling them wife kickers. I can get my wife kicking jeans on. Remember those tank tops that they would call wife beaters?
Yeah.
I actually ran around saying that as a kid, not realizing how fucked it was.
Me too.
I could also hear Mr. Advertiser say gusset over and over again. Really leaned into that.
I didn't know what gusset was until I read this ad, which again is a really real thing. That's what I learned what a gusset was, which is basically like the crotchal area.
Why didn't they just call it the crotch? Is that...
I don't know. They should have called it like the grundle cover or the the taint tent.
The taint tent, yeah.
Yeah.
The seam.
But they didn't.
Seam. I don't know. Yours was way better than mine.
We'll come back to it probably. Hey, here's a nice call out. Listeners, email us. Tell us all the names that you would give to your hidden gusset. That's the real one.
No pictures. I swear to God, if I even see an attachment, we're not opening it.
Unless it's like really hidden, then we can't see it.
Describe it first. Let us ask for pictures.
The subject line should be the full description of the gusset picture.
Yeah.
As with any other location Rio has run around in throughout our journey, he's going to need to buy goods, medicine, fighting scrolls, and importantly, no need to buy jeans. His one pair is totally fine. But to buy those things, he does need money. And sadly, Bailu Village doesn't even have paved roads, so there's no chance of forklifts or warehouse work. Instead, the best way to make money here in the village is to chop wood, hunt down flowers and herbs used for medicinal purposes, and fish.
Well, there is one shed down by the river where you can find a willing partner and go around back for some quickie time events, but the timing is intense, and frankly, most of what goes on is blurred out, so I don't recommend it.
I had to read that a few times before I was like, I think he's joking. I don't think that. I don't think that exists.
You thought about playing it. You were like, shit, I was like, you can do shed stuff? You can do weird shed stuff?
Because it does seem like one of those things that, like, back in the day would have been just blurred enough that, like, you would have thought it was just a limitation to the hardware. And you're like, they're probably just, like, trading sports cards back there or something. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. But then you realize this game came out in 2018. And you're like, that'd be hard to blur out all that sweet penis from that shed.
It wouldn't be hard to from a technical standpoint, but it would be from an emotional standpoint, Ryo and Shenhua continue their village-wide investigation into the thugs, who must have her father, only to discover that the thugs have actually been spotted by lots of people, but none are willing to give a straight answer about what they know, unless you either play their street game or square off with them in a quick bout of tight-fitting but flexible for fighting denim karate. Lots of folks have the same story. There's a long-haired guy and another with a spider tattoo on his head, and they're on the hunt for stonemasons.
Yeah, it's not wabbit season, it's stonemason season, which is not at all fun to say as Elmer Fudd, because you don't have an opportunity to let that cute speech impediment shine with stonemason as you do with wabbit. I had to explain it so people would know that I wasn't having fun saying stonemason, but I am having fun when I say wabbit. That's fun.
You're right, it's not as fun, but I do think our listeners deserve to hear you give it like at least 6 or 7 tries.
Sure.
Okay.
Silly wabbit, it's stonemason. See?
Nope.
Sit. You old wabbit, it's stonemason. See, I can't even, there's not even a way to... Wabbit, listen up, wabbit. Stonemason season.
Well, that was close.
Yeah, you have to say Moason.
Stonemason season.
Yeah.
And at that point, even like Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck are like, come on, dude. You know what it is. You could say it. Like, that's not a real speech impediment. You couldn't find that in the big thick medical dictionary of like, I don't know, just speech impediments.
Is that a thing?
It should be.
There's Chuck Norris genes. I'm not surprised by anything now.
I was trying to think of the official name of the official like medical dictionary thing that's nice, big, and thick.
Oh, the DSM?
That, yes. But I had already prefaced it with thick before I knew the name of it, and so all I was like, this has got to be a book equally as thick, but it's just descriptions of various speech impediments.
Yeah. Actually, the section on stuttering is super long. And that's why it's thick.
God, I'm glad I went on that long walk. That was a good...
Worth it, right? We came home.
Totally worth it. Later in a sunflower grove, Ryo is approached by a gaggle of kids who want him to play hide and seek with them. He wants to know if they've seen any strangers around, not aware that he himself is a stranger, and presents himself as a dangerous pedophile whenever he seeks out unchaperoned children to interrogate.
Hey, kids, want to see my super stretchy pants?
The kids do have some information, though. They've seen some thugs around, but they aren't willing to say more until Ryo plays with them. He obliges and has to search around the grove for all the hidden kids who, like kids in real life, suck terribly at hide and seek.
Yeah, seriously, kids, and we know you're out there listening, standing in a shady spot is not hiding.
I remember the first time I saw a kid just cover his eyes and think that like he was hiding. But I mean, I was very young. I was probably 5 at the time, and this kid was probably like 3. I was a kid trying to play hide and seek with another kid, and I remember even at 5, I'm like, that baby's a fucking idiot. This is stupid ass baby.
That's not right. And then you went and hid in clear line of sight, but in the shade. You're like, this is how you fucking do it, bud. See?
Yeah.
They can't see me because it's darker a little bit right here, just a little bit darker.
Kid never found me. I mean, the kid couldn't walk, probably.
Couldn't
so that's
walk.
why. Yeah, probably. That's probably it. So really, the kid knew it wasn't a good hiding spot when it put its hands over its head. But it's like, what the fuck are you going to do? I can't move, man. This is a bad game. Bad game. Let's play Monopoly or poker. So all hid terribly except for one kid who hid so hard for Ryo that he was left with no choice but to ask around the village if anyone had seen a kid in a blue shirt recently.
I even checked inside my pants, and I know that sounds weird, but these pants stretch real big.
Somehow, nobody's pedophile bell rings out, and Ryo is eventually told that the kid went and hid in a house nearby. Once inside, Ryo sees that the house has been ransacked and the boy is hiding behind an overturned table. Ryo tells the boy to give him intel about the thugs as he promised, and the kid confirms that the 2 thugs everyone has been talking about came here and tore up the place looking for something.
Yeah, and Ryo treats this information as some important revelation, but 100% of everyone playing the game already knew who did it.
Ryo takes some time to search around the house and eventually recovers an old photo of 2 men and a list of names, with some already crossed out.
A hit list, or
yes,
a shed list, huh?
Oh, he's got to visit all the good sheds in town. Whoever took this picture, I get it. That's nice. So it turns out the thugs dropped their hit list of stonemasons.
Oh, okay, so hit list.
Yeah, not a shed list. Unless it's like a tornadoes hit list. That could also be a shed list. As for it's probably not the case though. As for the photo, Ryo learns that one of the men is Shenhua's father and the other is another stonemason named Zhu, who owns the ransacked house the boy was hiding in and whose name is also on the hit list. It's starting to seem like Zhu and Shenhua's father have both been kidnapped by the thugs.
And however, even though Shenhua's dad's name is crossed off on the list, old Ryo still reckons he could be in hiding and opts to go look for more stonemasons because if thugs are going around kidnapping all the stonemasons, then as a stonemason, Ryo thinks it would make a lot of sense to go hide out with other stonemasons. Come on, Ryo, use your head. These stonemasons are going to scatter.
Or, alternate idea, check the basements of the local carpenters, maybe knock on a few steelworkers' doors. I mean, you got to start with the people who have a motive, Ryo. Come on.
Yeah.
Most likely, Ryo was just trying to put Shenhua to ease, but yeah, her dad has totally been mason-apped. It's only now, after investigating a handful of missing stonemasons and walking into ransacked homes of innocent people, that Ryo thinks to ask out loud,
What are they after, anyway?
Good question, Ryo, but you should already know the answer to this. Now say it with me. They're looking for the Phoenix Mirror. I'll never get tired of that delayed bit. I think we should do the whole episode like that. You just 2 seconds after I read anything, just say it. See if we can even get through one of them. Ryo has this confirmed for him when he goes to visit another stonemason on the list. This guy wasn't kidnapped, and it's probably because he's about 350 pounds of pure muscle.
Yay.
The thugs did ransack his place, though, and he tells Ryo the thugs were shouting, "Where's the Phoenix Mirror? Where's the Phoenix Mirror?" while they were doing it. Ryo is surprised for some reason.
Are you sure they said Phoenix Mirror?
He's sure. He tells Ryo of another stonemason he'd like him to check on who lives in a nearby place called the Rainbow Basin.
Yeah, this town of 25 people somehow has 21 stonemasons. It's nuts.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm not totally sold on the fact that the thugs were saying Phoenix Mirror. I mean, I think we should brainstorm here at least like 4 other possible things they could have said. Here, I'll go first. Possibly, he said, "Where's the remixed beer whore?"
Oh, I can kind of hear it. Phoenix Mirror, remixed beer
remixed
whore.
beer whore. Is it there?
Beatnik Terror?
Where's the Beatnik Terror? Like a Batman
Phoenix
villain.
Mirror? Yeah.
I think it said Phoenix Mirror. Where's the feeble meter?
Wow, does that measure how feeble someone is? That seems neat. We could probably
That seems better than a mirror, really.
Yeah, seems necessary for hospice care. What about I'm coming up dry. Do you have another one, Caleb?
Sure. What if he just said like, "Phonics me rear," like stay with me here. Like maybe like what a pirate would say to someone who told him he needed to like get better at pronunciation.
Yeah.
Captain, I think maybe you would say "r" less if you like learned proper phonics. Phonics me rear.
Right? You think?
Wait.
You think it's any of those?
Did you say Phoenix Mirror?
See how easy it is?
Mirror. That is so close.
It could be any one of those.
Canonically, I think someone was saying phonics mirror.
The next day, Ryo strolls up to the stonemason's home in lovely Rainbow Basin and spots 2 thugs, a tall one with long hair and another with a spider on his face. Sound familiar? It should. They're pestering a woman in front of her home. She's telling them to leave her alone and that her son isn't home, but they persist and shove her to the ground. Ryo decides to step in.
You must be the thugs that wrecked Shu's house.
Now tell us who you are!
Not until you tell me why you're tearing this village apart.
That's none of your damn business. Hey. Let's mess this kid up!
Ryo takes on the 2 thugs at once, and after a flurry of elbow assaults and some sweet blue jean heat, both lie helpless on the ground, and Ryo hovering over them, demanding answers. However, his victory is short-lived, as he's now approached by a much larger, more intimidating thug. The thug's boss, perhaps?
Mega Thug!
Mega Thug. He promises to finish Rio off in 30 seconds flat, and does. Yeah. Rio was no match for the big guy, especially so soon after his previous fight had left him winded. As Rio lay unconscious, the camera cuts to the roof of the nearby house, and we can see a familiar figure hunched down and spying on Rio. None other than Gollum S. Chai, who we last encountered on a dock before Rio left Hong Kong.
That sharp-toothed, hunched-ass, ticket-eating, Gollum-looking creep! Also, I think you named the episode Sweet Blue Jean Heat. Also, wouldn't be a bad Dorito flavor, I think that'd be fine.
Yeah. It'd be, what would Blue Jean, what flavor of Blue Jean, I was going to say taint, but I don't think that's the part of the Blue Jean you'd want to taste. It would be like the smell of like burnt rubber, but like a good taste of that. I don't know what that would be. But, you know, like, I feel like when you fart in your jeans for long enough, you start smelling like burnt rubber a little bit, you know? It's honestly probably burnt ass hair, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it.
Sure, it's just like an old pencil eraser with Mrs. Dash sprinkled on it. And then that's Sweet Blue Jean Heat.
Sweet Blue Jean Heat, man. Yummy, yummy. Next, we cut inside the house. Rio is safe and is being cared for by the lady who was earlier being pestered by the thugs. She's fine too. We learn that the stonemason who lived here, her son, is actually Mr. Yuan or Shenhua's father's apprentice. He isn't even home. He went to hide somewhere called the Hermit's Nest. When he heard that they were running around and knocking off all the stonemasons in this place, I guess he decided leaving his mom behind was like a good idea, which is weird.
Is that a good idea? Leaving your mom behind?
It seems awful, but I'd love to hear the conversation where that happens. All right. Oh, okay. Look. There's thugs coming, and I've got to hide. They're coming to hurt us, but you have to stay here, though.
Son, why do I have to stay here?
Oh no, it's pretty obvious. I mean, it's logical. See, they're after stonemasons, and like you're not a stonemason, and so therefore they will definitely let you off, right?
I'm still afraid these are thugs we're talking about. I don't want to stay. They could ransack the home.
Oh, no, they will definitely ransack the home. You'll probably want to tie down most of your, like, good belongings. But once again, they're stonemason thugs. And the thugs of stonemasons, not of ugly-ass old women.
I'm sorry. Son, did you just call me an ugly-ass old woman?
No, you didn't let me finish. They're only thugs of stonemasons, not ugly-ass old women and beautiful old women. I could have just said old women, period, but I didn't.
You're also just calling me old, too, while you're at it.
Shit.
I'm a ripe 67. I can still get down. You've seen me go. I can get it.
Great. So we're in agreement that you can then run on your own, as you're such a young whippersnapper.
You know, why don't you just get out of here?
Great, awesome.
This
is your idea. I love your ideas, lady. See you later.
Lady, I'm your ungrateful little shit.
I like how it became her idea. That's good. I was playing 4D chess there. Rio goes to the Hermit's Nest, which is a weird name for a place where a lot of things congregate. Yeah. That's kind of antithetical to hermit, but all right.
It throws people off that thug train. No one's going to think there's a bunch of thugs at the Hermit's Nest.
That's true. That's a good point. So Rio goes to this Hermit's Nest to talk to this apprentice, whose name is Yang Xin, by the way. The man says he's not willing to come out and talk, so Rio just says, fine, whatever, and he leaves.
Fine. Whatever. I'll leave.
Later, Rio has a conversation with Shenhua and has become frustrated over this dead end. Shenhua sets him right.
We haven't found a single clue about your father.
True.
I can't even find those thugs.
Leo.
We've got nothing. What the hell do we do now?
Calm down, Leo. Anger won't get us anywhere.
But...
Clear your mind.
Huh?
This is what my father would say. When you're stuck, throw out everything you think you know, and approach things from a different angle.
Is that what he would do?
It sure is. And you clearly feel pretty stuck.
You can say that again. I'm going to go see Yan Xing again. Maybe this time I can get him to calm down and talk to me for a minute.
Okay.
Well, that was easy. The next morning, Ryo and Shenhua go for a walk, and she leads him to a tree that she likes to sit under and collect her thoughts.
Classic Shenhua.
Ryo approaches the tree and sees a little fist-shaped notch in it. He places his fist in the notch and suddenly has visions of being taught karate by his father. Ryo is confused. Did the tree do that?
This tree does brain magic when I fist it.
Suddenly, a man approaches from behind and calls out the name Iwao. This catches Ryo off guard, as Iwao was his father's name, and so he confronts the man about it. The man tells Ryo that he knew his father well and that Ryo is a spitting image of him. Then the following conversation takes place between Ryo and the man.
What is this mark?
Iwao made this mark when he was practicing his punches.
He did.
How is Iwao? Is he well?
He was murdered. By a man named Landi in Yokosuka.
Landi.
Do you know him too?
I do. His real name is Zhao Long Sun, the son of Zhao Sun Ming.
Zhao Sun Ming's son? Look at this photo.
This is Iwao and Zhao Sun Ming when they were young. They both trained here, sharing techniques and getting stronger together.
Landi said that my father killed Zhao Sun Ming. Frankly, I don't believe it.
I know better than anyone that he was not a man capable of murder. Visit Mon Yuan Temple. The resident monk there might remember more about Iwao.
And I, like you, listener, are a little concerned about how this guy could recognize Ryo from the back and say, you're a spitting image of your dad. Usually people have to use faces for that kind of thing, but apparently this guy is pretty incredible.
Could have been like, only Iwao would fist that tree like that. That's why. Iwao, quit fisting that tree. Wow, it's your son.
Also, I've heard stories about raccoons will stick their hands into holes and then grab shiny things, and then they will refuse to let go of the shiny thing, and so they gets caught like in these in small holes because their fist is bigger when it's a fist, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, is this a situation where like Ryo stuck his hand in there, made a fist, and now he's stuck, and then some strange old man jumps out behind him, and he's like, "Hey, I know that backside. You stay right there. You stay right there.
That's how I cut your daddy."
The man walks off, and so Ryo heads to the temple alone, leaving Shenhua at her magic fisting tree. Ryo learns from the temple's leader that his father visited from Japan over 20 years ago to train in martial arts, and did so with a friend, Zhao Sunming. Again, Sunming is Landi's father, and Landi believes Ryo's dad killed him. The leader of the temple tells Ryo that the two students suddenly stopped coming, and she never saw either of them ever again. She leads Ryo to the rear of the temple to study its collection of historical artifacts that include poems, pictures, and other items from the past. Maybe there he can find another trace of his father, or maybe even a complete inbox Little Samson.
Ooh, those are always hiding where you least expect.
And you haven't looked at a old-timey building in Shenmue, have you?
I've not.
Okay, well, put that on your list.
Yep.
While browsing the collection, he spots a photo from 1910 of what appears to be very official people marching over the local Bailu Bridge, carrying banners with the same marks as his dragon crest mirror. The temple leaders tells him it was an imperial envoy dispatched to the village by the emperor. The emblems on the banner are said to represent the will of the imperial family, a dragon for the emperor and a phoenix for the empress. She knows nothing about why they were in the village and can't answer any more of Ryo's questions. She does allow him to take that photo with him and gives him a plaque on which his dad wrote something in his native language she cannot read, but he can.
This reads, Akane, I promise to return. Wait for me.
As you might have guessed, Akane is the name of Ryo's mother.
Yeah. Pretty nice to find a letter your dad wrote to your mom, but I guess never sent because it's still here. you know what? Thinking back, I suppose after that cancer diagnosis, he was like, well, she's probably not going to wait too long. Fold this back up.
Yeah, he also probably wasn't so sure he was going to wait for her. He's like, I promise I'll return. Well, on second thought, I don't know if I promised that. I think I might not.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cancer-free women over here. I don't know if that's going to happen.
Bailu Village, more like Bailu Village. You know what I'm saying, brother? I'm going to go fist a tree.
After showing the photo to Shenhua, he decides the only way to get more answers about the old photo is to show it to the oldest people in the village and see if they know anything about it, even though it was taken over 70 years ago. Ryo goes from old person to old person in the village, each one more ornery and irritated than the next to be considered old by having to recall a detail from when they were like 5.
Yeah, he even calls one old lady Granny, and when she keeps saying, what? He just says it louder, thinking she's hard of hearing. Finally, she snaps at him for calling her that, and he says, oh, I meant to say gorgeous. And it's just awkward. He has no social awareness. It's funny, though.
Ryo gets word that one old person might know something about the picture, but he lives in an abandoned temple.
Doesn't sound so abandoned to me.
But there's a trick to coaxing this old man to come out, as he's a bit like a groundhog. One must leave some wine and hot buns outside the temple door, then run and hide and wait for him to snatch the goods. When he pops out to grab the stuff, you must then run up and introduce yourself before he sneaks away. So, Ryo, of course, drops his pants to expose his hot buns, and then proceeds to whine.
Wait, what?
I think isn't that what he's supposed to do? I don't know what he's whining about. I guess the cold air on his butt cheeks or something. I mean, this old man might just have a weird kink. I don't know.
Caleb, hot buns are food. Wine is alcohol. The old man's kink is eating and getting wasted while, I guess, role-playing as a groundhog.
That's much better, I guess.
Actually, no, I liked your version.
Yeah, my version's way better. I don't know about this. I don't know about the rest of the stuff. Ryo does just that, and we meet Soon, who tells Ryo that the bridge was built for an Imperial envoy to pass through to collect a phantom river stone mirror, I guess, that was made by the greatest stonemason in China, Shenhua's great-grandfather. After that, Ryo tells Soon who his father is, and Soon wants to fight Ryo in the yard.
Yeah, it seriously goes almost like that. He's like, wait, who's your dad? Yo, you fight me right now in this yard. And Ryo is unable to land a hit on this drunk old yard man, and the guy just keeps chastising him for not being as good as his father. Low blow to poor Ryo.
Yeah, then Ryo is like, yeah, but guess what? Guess which one of us is still alive, dickbag? It looks like I'm better than my father at living.
Fair. Now get out of my yard.
Shenhua and Ryo decide they need to take down the thugs in the village once and for all, since they are terrorizing the people and serve as the link to their dads and the mirrors. All right. Ryo gets really worked up about it, too.
You know what, Shenhua? I had an idea. I think we should put a stop to the thugs.
Totally worked up about it. I totally bought that.
Mm-hmm.
The thugs even kidnapped a boy from a stonemason as ransom and may be holding him hostage nearby. Ryo sneaks up to their hideout in broad daylight, stealthily knocks out a couple of crooks, and then opens the door to find a big, angry drunk mofo staring back at him. The big guy storms outside and knocks the hell out of Ryo. Shenhua drags him back to her place, and they regroup.
You know what, Shenhua? I had an idea. I think we should learn more karate.
Good regroup session. Realizing he needs to improve his kung fu in order to take down day-drunk madmen, Ryo remembers that the crazy old groundhog man Soon from the abandoned quote-unquote temple knew some sweet moves, so he fetches all the liquor and hot buns the man could want in exchange for some classes. Soon tells Ryo a little more about his father and Sun Ming, Landi's father. Apparently, they trained together and were excellent students, but then Sun Ming is said to have died under mysterious circumstances.
Uh-oh, you think he died from some laced karate, maybe some fentanyl, I bet? Get it? Fentanyl, like fentanyl? Fentanyl? Right? That's how, yeah, just go on.
Yeah. Now, armed with some new moves, Ryo makes his way back up to the drunk thug hideout to rescue the kidnapped boy and squeeze some answers out of those no-gooders.
Yeah, a couple days have passed, too, and Ryo has been brushing up on his karate and eating hot buns in the sun with a filthy wino while this boy has just been held captive the whole time. No one alerts any authorities or guards or anyone else who could help.
The fight is on, and Ryo wipes the dirt with the first 3 goons before finally facing off once more against the big drunk bastard. Ryo uses the move Soon taught him and sends the ogre's ribs from one side of his torso right over to the other, like a half a saloon door or a full normal door.
Yeah.
Ryo ties him up and interrogates him about Shenhua's father, but the thug doesn't give him any answers. Finally, Shenhua tells Ryo to step outside and asks to be alone with the thug. From outside, Ryo hears a loud crash and rushes back inside to find the thug shaking and on the verge of tears. He spills everything.
Yeah, turns out they were tasked with handing off Shenhua's father to another legion of goons in a different city. See, apparently Chai, that golem-ass ticket-eating motherfucker, gave the orders and orchestrated the handoff. It's all together, man. It's all a big conspiracy, bro.
Yeah, and what Shenhua did to that poor man to get those answers out, we will never ever know. But we can speculate. So let's do that. What do you think she did to that giant ogre of a thug to get him to talk so quickly and to get him near tears?
Maybe she explained what a period is.
Oh, yeah.
And wouldn't stop. And he was like, no, I don't want to know about that part.
I think that's probably it. I was going to speculate on stuff as well, but I mean,
She just went into great detail about it too.
Yeah, there's no need to speculate when we've already arrived at. I was going to fit in the word speculum in there, but I don't think that's appropriate.
Is that's a gynecological device?
Yeah.
I think it works. Yeah, we'll keep it.
Yeah. All right, sure. Keep it. Keep it and just do some editing magic to make it sound like a good joke. Can you do that?
Yeah.
That part's hard. That part might be hard.
Folks, we'll see what I can do.
Maybe that's what they did. She went up to this dude in the bar and she said she made them listen to an unedited version of this podcast.
Oof.
Then she said, "You have to edit that." And he just broke the fuck down. He's like, no, thank you.
No, and make it funny?
I'll tell you everything. Tell me more about periods, please.
Say it like Ryo would say it. Make it hurt.
Skipping ahead, before Ryo and Shenhua leave the village, an old blind woman tells them that the phoenix and dragon mirrors are the key to a significant treasure. The dragon represents the emperor, the phoenix represents the empress, and together they can unlock the treasure kept in their palace. This treasure is what Landi wants.
Always trust a blind woman who sits outside her hut and babbles about treasure to anyone who will listen, you know?
Yeah. What would she even know about treasure? You could give her a rock and just tell her this is a gold nugget, babe.
Oh, well, it feels a bit like a rock, but I guess I wouldn't know since I'm blind. Thanks for the gold nugget.
For absolutely free for no reason.
Free gold nuggets.
I've heard these things are worth something, but to get one for free, well, must be my lucky day.
Yes, this will afford me something nice I can't fucking see. Thanks.
I should go to the eye store and buy some new eyes. Oh, wait, that doesn't exist.
At least not that I can tell, because I have never seen one.
That's right. Once again. They should really build those things with a certain kind of scent, you know? I mean, if I'm their core demographic here, I should be able to find them better, you know? Oh, well. But wait, before they go, one more thing happens. Chai attacks Ryo from the darkness. Yeah, don't worry, he's quickly thwarted. Ryo holds him face down in the mud and makes him tell where they took Shenhua's father. It's to a city called Niawu. Chai wriggles free and escapes into the night. Ryo and Shenhua hop on a boat and off they go to this new, uncharted place.
All right. New places.
God, and Ryo does great in new places, as we've experienced with all of Shenmue 2. So I can't wait. This is going to be good. Niawu is a fishing city with many long roadways ascending into the mountains with several shops on each side of the road stretching for what feels like miles or kilometers. It's a bit of a sprawl, but less confusing to navigate than Kowloon.
That's for sure.
Thankfully, Ryo and Shenhua are staying in the biggest building in the city, the Hotel Niawu. You can't miss it. Starting from zero here in the city, the two spend a lot of their initial time looking for leads by showing strangers a picture of Shenhua's father. The next morning and every day after, Ryo and Shenhua split up on their search, with Ryo actively tracking down leads, and Shenhua just pathetically wandering the streets and contributing very little to finding her own father.
I honestly have no idea what she was even doing. You can find her just out and about. She's just walking around moping slowly down the road, her head usually down, not really paying attention, like lifting up rocks, looking for her dad and shit. Like, just a pathetic woman. I don't know what her deal is. She ain't right.
Her dad's an earthworm. That's why. I mean,
Must be.
it makes sense. Seems no one around the city has seen Shenhua's father, or they have seen him, but they don't admit it because they actually agree with the whole kidnapping thing. I don't know, because maybe Shenhua's father was kind of a dick to everyone.
Yeah, it's a tough call. That could be it.
Back at the ferry terminal where they arrived, there is a picture board where photos that have been taken of people out and about the city are posted.
Yeah, sort of a welcome to Niawu. Look at all the people doing fun stuff here kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, Ryo scours the images and eventually sees the man's face he's been searching for in one of the pictures, standing in front of a Buddhist shop. Great! So now all Ryo has to do is find the Buddha shop, which only sells Buddha statues, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, what else would they sell?
I don't know, maybe it was like a shop for Buddhists, you know? So like maybe it would like sell robes and Ushnisha hats and all that. Like Buddha's famously like not into possession, so it's not a good business model, you know, Buddha store owner. You should probably find a different market.
Yeah, weird.
So Ryo asks the owners if they remember seeing this particular man standing there at some point in the past, whenever the picture was taken. Like, that's going to work. Oh, and there's another problem with this plan. There are several of these shops scattered all over Niawu.
Yeah, there are as many, if not more, Buddhist shops in Niawu as there were stonemasons in Bailu. Like, how many Buddha statue shops do you really need? They've taken over the city. They're kind of like a Boost Mobile franchise, like Cricket Wireless. You're like, I don't know. I don't think we need all of these. Mattress firm? How many mattresses does one town need? Not that many.
Those are CBD shops here in my area. They're
Oh, a bunch of
everywhere.
those?
Never seen a car parked in a parking lot of them ever. So I don't know what's going on there, man.
You know, we should start a CBD mattress Buddha stonemason shop, Cricket Wireless too. Just have a full front,
All like
one-stop shop.
What would like the Kentako Hut acronym for that be? Like when you mash them all together, can work on that while I read. I want to come back to that.
Okay.
Or don't. It's fine. After a full day of roaming the streets and back streets of Niawu, Ryo is finally directed to the Buddhist shop on Vendor Avenue, where the owner is closing up for the night. Ryo shows him the picture, and the owner does happen to remember the thugs. He's seen them extorting folks on the promenade, specifically women.
Mini mall. Also, did anyone alert the authorities, you ask? No, because as we've established, there are none to alert, right?
I'm not going to accept Mini Mall. That's a cheat.
What?
What's next on his detective list? Well, you know how Ryo thinks by now, so he's definitely going to interrogate every woman in the city, right?
Yes. The next day, Ryo goes around asking every single woman if they remember the thugs. And one shopkeeper tells him that she has been picked on by the thugs and said they like to prey upon dainty women like her. And Ryo slips and he goes, dainty? As if to question her own daintiness, and the woman gets real upset with Ryo, and it's hilariously awkward. In fact, here, listen to it.
That's what they call themselves. Suits them well. They're violent and sneaky.
What happened?
They specifically prey on dainty girls like me.
Dainty?
Did you say something?
No.
We then learn the thugs call themselves the Red Snakes, and Ryo finally finds one out in the wild picking on a shopkeeper. Ryo walks up and beats the shit out of him, but lets him run away so he can follow him to his hideout, which so happens to be a little diner in the rural outskirts of the city. The thugs played right into his trap. Ryo walks up while two thugs are lounging outside a picnic table, drinking beer and enjoying thug life, when Ryo becomes Mr. Denim Fury, until they hobble away again. You know, what with just having been barraged with Levi high kicks and slim fit rib hits. He chases them through the city, hopping over tables, dodging children and falling ladders, leaping over stray cats, ducking hurled objects. And I'm going to say, like, crashing into fruit carts and smashing through panes of glass being carried across the street. You know, he's dipping, ducking, diving until finally, he loses them. God damn it. So instead of finding the red snakes, Rio runs into another familiar face. Ren, our pal from the last episode, who went from dreaded thug to fighting partner.
Yeah, still dressed as Captain Crunch if Captain Crunch ran a glory hole parlor.
He hasn't seen the red snakes and tells Rio he'll catch up with them later. Why is Ren here? Simple. He says he's here for treasure and leaves it at that. Rio continues his search, but comes up empty on the red snakes for now.
Yeah, typical Ren, not remotely helpful. Hey, remember when that guy was like rumored to be super dangerous?
Eventually, Rio learns that many of the shrines in this city are being vandalized. We will assume the thugs are doing it, but Rio is not going to put that together for quite some time. Everything inside the shrines has been tossed around and smashed to bits, as if the intruders are looking for something. They don't leave empty-handed, however. They've been taking ancient treasures stashed within. But what could they be looking for? Like just the treasures or something more specific?
Hey, a remixed beer whore?
Nice callback. A shrine maiden, or remixed beer whore, from one of the targeted shrines is extremely upset, understandably, by what has happened to her shrine. She's not a bad martial artist either, as she suspects Rio is one of the red snakes at first and gives him a good fight before they both settle down. Just settle down, okay?
Down. Okay, calm it.
Afterward, she pledges to Rio that she would be happy to help kick some red snake ass if the opportunity ever presents itself. And Rio, he remembers this.
I will remember this.
Later on, Rio spots another thug in the act of thugging, this time mugging a woman for her purse. You know, a typical mug and thug. As always, Rio's ready to tangle in his wranglers, so he gives chase. Another foot race where he has to dodge falling barrels, children running into the road, and slow-moving rickshaws that get in his way until they reach the shore. And probably more fruit carts and glass panes, of course. At least in my version of this game.
I think you played Paperboy too.
I probably played Paperboy too. The thug runs out to the marina where little empty paddle boats are queued, and then hops from one to another, hoping to discourage Rio from following. But this doesn't thwart our guy Rio. He hops along right behind him. Eventually, the thug runs into an old man on one of the boats. The man uses his pole to lift the purse off the thug, fling it to Rio, and knock the thug into the water, all in one smooth motion.
Yeah, dude. The guy is wearing one of those conical hats like Raiden from Mortal Kombat, so you can't even see his eyes under the shadow of the brim, and he looks super badass for just some dude trying to fish.
Rio asks the man who he is, admiring his moves. The old man tells him he's just a cormorant fisherman and turns away.
Yeah, but it's clear this man is way too badass to just be a fisherman, man.
Rio remembers this.
I will remember this. Also,
word on the street is that the thugs like to frequent the Golden Goose, a VIP club in the basement of a nearby casino. Rio would just love to go here and do some angry dude trouncing in his navy blue trousers. But to get in, you need to pay a hefty membership fee or be referred by an existing VIP member. It's a high roller society, and since Rio has the personality of a doorframe, it will be difficult for him to network his way in. However, remember the lady whose purse was snatched earlier? Her and her husband just so happened to be staying across the hall from him at Hotel Niawu, and rumor has it they're loaded and they frequent the Golden Goose. So Rio pays the couple a visit. They recognize him, and he's able to leverage his heroics into a referral for Golden Goose VIP status, and boom, now he's a high roller.
Boom, man. Sometimes good deeds go unnoticed, and sometimes they'll grant you access to an exclusive basement where awful people hang out, huh?
Yeah, man. It's the only reason I still do good deeds. One day my time's going to come. Awful basement, here it comes.
You put on your wife kickers and head on down.
Considering how much Rio has so far used his fists and kicks to get what he wants, it seems weird he would even just try to not punch his way into the Golden Goose, but
right.
All right.
He's changing.
No, I don't think he is. Rio heads down to the casino stairs to the Golden Goose VIP lounge and sees two of the red snakes dining in a private area with their dates. It sounds like they are playing up their fight with Rio to impress the women by saying they whipped him and he ran away with his tail tucked between his legs. Rio doesn't wait to hear more tall tales of his tucked tail. He may be a bit loony about his pants, but nobody calls this pantaloony a pantaphony. He bursts in and starts karate fighting everyone's ass. Sparring the dates, of course.
Yeah.
Once victorious, he tortures the leader into drawing a map to where Shenhua's father is being held captive.
I'd love to see Ryo try to interpret this guy's map in real time. You know, he's probably got some critique. We know Ryo's easily confused too. Probably asking a lot of questions.
So here I'm showing you the map. I'm scribbling stuff around. Right here.
That right there, is that a river?
What? No, man, that's a forest. See, like the squiggles here are tree trunks. It's a sad, malnourished tree, which is why the trunks are all squiggly there, man. Okay, come on.
Ah, those 2 circles surrounded by that one log. Is that some sort of penis?
No, man, that's like a bushes with a path leading up to it, man. It's not a penis. This over here in the corner, this is where the penis is.
Ah.
Yeah.
Ah, interesting. And this here, these little bitty lines near the base of that tree, those are the pubic hairs?
Yeah, man, that's the tree's pubic hairs.
Ah.
Okay, yeah, no, you're pretty good. You're pretty good at this map stuff. All right, here you go. Here's the map. Now, please exit this scene. I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Fine. I will remember this, I think.
The location he eventually draws is an abandoned warehouse in the woods above the city. Not a penis, Travis, and I think you knew that.
I did.
Ryo heads that way immediately, and once inside, he's greeted by an enormous, muscular, long-haired guy who's bound to be the turgid snake's leader, the red snake's leader. He's not a snake, and he's not even red. He's quite a letdown.
Not for me. I was super relieved that this was just a man.
Fighting him seems inevitable, but first Ryo has to survive waves of his kung fu goons. He does so, but it's no easy task. Now winded and weakened by the horde, he's at an even greater disadvantage when fighting the big ugly and is soundly defeated. Ryo doesn't lose often, and he observes some moves from this big guy he's never seen before. He'll need to train harder and learn this guy's style before he ever has a chance.
Yeah, we say Ryu doesn't lose often, but now that I think about it, he loses actually a lot. Usually to other kung fu masters, but not on the street. But man, this guy, you know, when he's done with Ryu, just tosses him out on the ground and tells him to train harder before he returns. Like, why wouldn't he just tie Ryu up and keep him captive too, so that he can't like return and hurt him or out their location to the cops? Oh, that's right, because Niawu also doesn't have cops. I remember.
So Ryo gets to training, becoming stronger, having greater endurance, and being faster will only get him so far. He needs help. So he recruits Ren to come fight the big ugly with him. They return to the warehouse, are greeted by the same guy and his goons, and the same fight commences, except this time Ren adds a little extra muscle to Team Good Guys. The result is the same, however. The big ugly dominates him once more with his mishmash of various fighting styles. This guy is like the cargo pants fad here to like drown out Ryo's painted-on denim look. Ryo and Ren stood no chance. And once again, instead of tying them up or killing them, the big ugly just tosses them back outside and tells them to get better before they come back. You know, that's nice of him, I guess.
And just, you know, I hate to bring it up again because, you know, they're not coming. But where are the cops? I know, where are they? Are they anywhere?
The game could have at least had cop NPCs and just made up something about how the cops are afraid of the thugs.
Right?
Do that. Why not?
Yeah.
Or other theory, the creator of this game didn't think there'd be 2 jackasses making an in-depth podcast about it decades later or years later. So that's also possible.
I mean, to be fair, while I was playing the game, I was like, there's Buddha shop after Buddha shop. There's arcades. There's tea shops. There's hospitals. The Golden Goose. No police station.
What about this? Buddhists, famously passive, famously peaceful. Maybe, and there's a lot of Buddhist shops, meaning there's probably a huge Buddhist
you would think.
citizenry.
You would think.
Maybe they just voted out the police. Maybe they're like, nope, not our town. We're pacifists.
We're
Get 'em out.
pacifists, yeah. We don't.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe.
That's possible.
You know what?
I'm trying.
Canonically, that's the answer.
Okay. Ryo takes some time here to make some phone calls. He calls his old housekeeper, the one who always withheld important information from Ryo, to see how she is,
Aww.
you know, to see if maybe she has some important information
You have
she's
anything?
been withholding. He also calls up Nozomi to check on her and tells her he still has her amulet and he still has his mullet. She's excited to hear from him, and he's sure to make no mention at all of the time he's been spending with Shenhua.
Ah, yeah.
Now, perhaps the tryst will come to light in a future game, because, spoiler alert, it's not resolved here in this one.
Yeah, and I'm not even sure Ryo's capable of love.
Hey, he's going to remember that.
He might.
Yeah, enough reminiscing with old flames. So to defeat the big ugly, Ryo needs to know what, I don't know, like brand, I guess, of karate this guy was fighting him with. And all he has to work off of is his memory.
Yeah, which probably isn't great considering he just suffered back-to-back defeats with several vicious blows to his skull. He won't remember that.
He goes from trainer to trainer in the city, each of them asking what animal the big guy's fighting style reminded him of. Was it snake-like, bear-like, dragon-like, monkey-like, or as Caleb might propose, human-like? Maybe?
Perhaps.
Possibly. But Ryo can't remember. But he does remember that badass fisherman who helped him get the purse back. Maybe that guy is adept at kung fu.
Yeah, we've never seen him catch a fish, so he's got to at least be better at kung fu than fishing.
To test Ryo's knowledge, the old fisherman, whose name is Grandmaster Bay, spars with him and makes him look so stupid. Ryo can't land a hit. Bay overpowers him and tells him to train before he comes back. I got an idea here, Travis. I'm just spitballing here, but hear me out.
Okay.
How about Ryo gets Grandmaster Bay to help him fight the snake guy?
That'd be smart. That'd have been a good way to do it. But I think turns out this guy he's not catching fish or snakes.
Gotcha. All right, that's cool.
So that kind of rules out that guy.
I would love it if when Bay overpowered him and told him to train before he comes back, if Ryo was like, I thought this was training.
Yeah.
I thought that's what we were doing. What the hell, man?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. Anyway, Ryo seems at a loss for now for what to do, even though the answer kind of seems obvious. So obvious, in fact, that even Ren knows it.
That cormorant fisherman is a grandmaster? Huh. Guess you really can't judge a book by its cover. So, did you find out what style that monster uses?
He didn't tell me.
Does that fisherman even know?
I'm not sure. I sparred with the Grandmaster, and he said my kung fu was lacking. That it'd do me no good to know.
You idiot. You can still win even if you don't have enough kung fu.
Really?
Hold on. Hey, is there anywhere you can learn kung fu?
At some school or dojo, I suppose. Oh, there might be a martial arts expert there.
Well, go look for a place that teaches kung fu.
Good idea.
Yeah, who would have expected that a dojo would have martial arts experts? That's weird.
Right?
So Ryo makes his rounds from dojo to dojo, describing the fighting style the big ugly used to see if any of the kung fu masters could recognize it. Now, Ryo eventually describes the style as being snake-like, monkey-like, dragon-like, and bear-like. And finally, one kung fu master he talks to can narrow down where the big ugly had trained. And with that information, Ryo can now learn a technique to counter it.
Yeah.
The master recommends Ryo learn a move called the reverse body check. This move will give Ryo a literal fighting chance.
Ooh, yeah. But, hey, unfortunately, the move is described in an arcane book that cost a ton of money that Ryo doesn't have. And what's Ryo's favorite way of making money? Is it shed stuff? Probably.
Ooh.
Maybe even. But deep down, you know what time it is. It's forklift time, motherfucker. Yes!
Forklift time.
Forklift time. Ryo finds a guy. He tracks a guy down. He finds a guy. He can just smell the forklift grease on a guy from a mile away. Finds this guy down at the ferry terminal who happens to be, get this, the brother of the guy who specifically did not use a forklift in Hong Kong, who he helped lug boxes around, from one end of the room to the other for no apparent reason. That guy, his brother, has a forklift job open. Ryo is all in, doesn't even take time to fill out an application, just runs and hops on the forklift with glee. And he loves it, dude. He's clocking in at 9 a.m., he's clocking out at 3 p.m., and he's moving them fucking crates, point A to point B. Occasionally, they'll flip it, they'll make you do point B to point A. It's all fun.
Shit.
It's fun. He loves every fucking second of it. And he's moving all kinds of neat stuff, man. We got arcade machines out there we're moving. Some old, Sega arcade machines. Some big refrigerators, fancy refrigerators, ovens on occasion, vases if you're into that. Sometimes just boxes. You don't know what's in them. Could be all kinds. It could be full of dildos. You don't even know. You name it. Rio will fork it and lift it. Hell yeah.
Man, I love an enthusiastic fork lifter. He also makes some money on the side by gambling a little bit and winning a karate tournament. Finally, he's able to afford the expensive scroll describing the reverse body check, but wouldn't you know it, the last page is missing. I know what you're thinking. Why doesn't he just refund it? But apparently, no refunds here either. So
goddamn.
Rio wonders if Grandmaster Bay, the badass fisherman, will know what was on the last page.
Yeah, maybe that random fisherman who helped you once and has since seemed highly annoyed by you and kicked your ass will just randomly have memorized the last page of an ancient fighting brochure you spent a year of college tuition to acquire. Maybe. Let's go for it.
Grandmaster Bay teaches Rio the move. Aha! You suck it, Travis.
Nah, I guess. Got me on that.
And it really seems kind of simple to us non-kung fu experts. So to do it, you just dodge an attack and then elbow the person in the back.
Huh.
Now it's unclear how that description gets spread across multiple pages or how one missing page could thwart your understanding of the entire move. But either way, he's now one move smarter and ready to kick some ass.
All right.
Rio fetches Ren, and they head back to the Red Snake hideout, except this time they don't find the Big Ugly. Instead, they find a woman sitting by herself, staying warm by a fire. She says she had the thugs leave. The land belongs to her.
Perplexing.
Perplexing. Ren and Rio also seem confused, as confused perhaps as you are, Travis, and myself, dare I say.
Yes.
She tells them the Red Snakes went to the castle across the water, and they took another young lady with them. Yeah, and Rio immediately knows the thugs have Shenhua.
Yeah, and there's something off about this lady, and something familiar about her.
Back at Hotel Niawu, the woman working the front desk hands Rio a note left for him that says the thugs have taken Shenhua across to the castle and to bring the Phoenix Mirror to get her back.
Well, this confirms it. Shenhua's definitely not just taking a big long shit in her room. She's been abducted.
The hotel clerk tells Rio that a woman came and talked to his friend, meaning Shenhua, and they left together. We then see a flashback to the interaction between Shenhua and the woman. The woman came into the lobby and told Shenhua that the Red Snakes had taken Rio and that Shenhua needed to come with her now. It seems this woman was working for the thugs and has lured Shenhua away in an attempt to snare Rio.
Oh no!
In order to get her back, Ryu has to make his way to the castle high on the mountain visible across the water from the Niawu Hotel. He'll need to take with him the Phoenix Mirror, his fighting pants, which I have decided are now called Doom Bloomers, and a whole piping hot bushel of Kung Fu to get Shenhua back.
Okay, let's see. Same jacket I've been wearing for 4 months. Check. Hair gel. Check. Stretchy karate jeans. Check and check. Stupid mirror thing. Check. Shenhua. Shenhua. Oh, wait. Yes, that's right. I have to go get her. Cannot check that one off yet.
I love that stretchy karate jeans had 2 checks. So, one was to check to make sure they're still stretchy. Yeah. Okay, good. They're still stretchy. And do I have them?
Check.
Okay, yes.
Pop. You just hear the pop. Pop. Stretchy, yes. Check.
The next morning, Ren and Rio meet at the ferry terminal to hatch a plan. Believe it or not, Ren actually has one ready to go, and it's pretty clever.
Yeah, when did sexy Captain Crunch get smart, huh?
Ren found a replica of the Phoenix Mirror in a shop here in Niawu and bought it. He thinks they can make the Red Snakes believe it's the real one and get Shenhua back. Would the Red Snakes really fall for that? Would they hurt Shenhua if they realized it was fake? They'll just have to find out.
Yeah, and important to note that Ren doesn't really give a shit about Shenhua. He just wants the treasure this is all leading toward.
Grandmaster Bay readies a boat for them to go across the water to the castle, but Rio realizes he's not going alone. Ren recruited the Shrine Maiden and one of the Kung Fu masters in the city. both people Ryo helped during his time here to come along. He'll have some help on this endeavor, or at least parts of it. Grandmaster Bay is also offering more than just his boat. He plans to join in on some ass-kicking, too.
Damn, dude. This is like the 1992 Dream Team. We got Ren as Scottie Pippen, the Shrine Maiden, obviously John Stockton.
Boom.
Kung Fu Master as Patrick Ewing. I know everybody said it at the same time I did. Grandmaster Bay is Drexler. That might have snuck in there on you. Rio, obviously Larry Bird. No one is Michael Jordan. Let's not get crazy. The GOAT was in the last episode, if you remember.
Yeah, man. I enunciated all of the words you said with like celebratory pauses and things. Like, did that convince you that I knew all of those people?
Yeah.
No? Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Yeah.
Yes.
The landing area at the foot of the mountain is remarkably devoid of thugs and guards. It's 9 a.m. Perhaps they were still asleep, but they should have been prepared since, after all, Rio was invited there.
Yeah. Come on over here and get this girl we stole, but don't come too early. Come on.
Eventually, Rio finds the holding cells where they've been keeping hostages. Shenhua's father is there, along with another abducted stonemason. Just as Rio is about to attempt to open the door to let them out, Chai, the Gollum-ass dude, leaps out of nowhere to attack Rio. Rio is much more skilled than he was when they last met and dispatches Chai with ease, taking the cell keys out of his pocket while he lay unconscious.
Yeah, and I got to commend, Chai for his sneak attacks. I think that's the only way to get the best of Rio, but my guy, there is only so much karate you can do with a hunchback, and it's not a lot of good karate,
Mm-hmm. Pick a new sport. I'm guessing shuffleboard.
Yeah, or curling. Probably ace at curling. Oh, my God.
Yep. Somersaulting. Is that a sport? He'd be good at it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Rio tells Shenhua's father that his daughter has been kidnapped by the Red Snakes too. He promises to get her back and then leave the hostages with Bei as soon as he moves on. He meets back up with Ren, and they covertly ascend further through the castle's outer fortress until finally they enter a dazzling red room where a woman in a red dress lays provocatively on a weirdly shaped love seat throne.
Oh, and see, I thought the game was going to go a different direction here, and I was for it.
Instead, no, it goes straight into more karate. Well, will in a bit, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a rough Tinder date, but the story? Are you fucking kidding me? So I went over to her place, right? And she was lounging around looking like super hot on this throne thing, right? She starts taking off all her clothes, and I know right then it's about time for the business, right? And that's what I call it. Anyway, she just straight karate whips the shit out of me and leaves me there. I mean, hit me so hard I still can't spell, Fuck.
Hence your use of the word business instead of business.
Yeah.
This is the same woman who lured Shenhua away, and the one who Ren and Rio met at the Red Snake's hideout earlier. She asks for the Phoenix Mirror, and before Rio responds, he realizes this woman looks familiar.
See, me too. I thought that too earlier. I said that,
Mm-hmm. While we never mentioned her in our tale today, Rio came across this woman often during his time in Niawu. Their interactions were light, but oddly memorable. There was something about her. She was always modestly dressed and was caring for her own little boy, or so it seemed. Turns out she was spying on Rio. Now she wears a red wig and stares down at him intimidatingly. And where's the little boy? We probably don't want to know, honestly.
Yeah, and I do think that'd be my first question. Like, yo, this is Rio. Yo, didn't you have a little boy with you? Is he okay? Does he like to wrestle? Spoiler alert, by the way, we never learned the fate of the very likely dead boy.
Yeah.
Is that a spoiler? I don't know if that is. Like, spoiler alert, we don't know.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, the story never mentions this. So
my bad.
Rio demands to see Shenhua, and surprisingly, the woman whose name is Niao Sun beckons her goons to drag Shenhua out to see him. She's bound, and one of them puts a knife to her throat. Niao Sun again demands the mirror. Rio waves off Ren and takes the Phoenix Mirror from his pocket. Now, Ren is surprised, of course. It seems that Rio has gone off script by giving her the real mirror instead of the counterfeit mirror like they had planned.
Rio, you stupid bitch.
She inspects it very briefly and then orders Shenhua freed. Shenhua's thrust toward Ren and Rio. Niao soon hands the mirror off to a man who takes it away. Rio tells Shenhua to go back downstairs to Bei and her father. Niao soon directs Ren and Rio to the castle proper where Londi waits. 2 castle doors open to reveal a pathway chock full of red snakes leading up to a winding path and several flights of stairs to the top of the mountain where an imposing castle rests. At the top is Londi and Rio's chance for vengeance.
Yeah, and hopefully getting both mirrors back. And also, has anyone seen a bathroom around here? You never see bathrooms in these fancy castles and games. I've played a lot of Castlevania. No shitter. Fancy people poop too, Konami and whoever else.
Not even an old rusty not even an old rusty dump musket for like use, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
that's it.
Barry's like, right? Right? I've been saying this. Put a bathroom in a house.
Guns not only shoot out things, you can shoot in things into a gun. Yeah. Confused listeners, go ahead and listen to our first 4 episodes.
Please.
You'll either thank us later or hate us now. Either one.
Yeah.
Make your choice. Rio and Ren marched through the red snakes one ass kick at a time. Dozens of guard, henchmen, goons, thugs, and various other forms of bad guy ass are no match for Captain Sex Crunch and the Blue Knickers Kicker.
Whoa, careful now.
Eventually, the others join in, the Shrine Maid and the Kung Fu Master and Grandmaster Bei, to form our formidable legion of Kung Fu heroes.
Yeah.
They finally reach the base of the steps. Red snakes piled high in defeat in the path behind them. The others hang back, and only Ren and Rio ascend.
Yeah, I don't blame them for hanging back either. It is a lot of stairs. Also, this part of the game, this whole moment, very badass and rewarding. Because you've been meeting some folks, then you're just basically just marching through and mowing down ass. It is pretty cool.
Waiting for them at the top is none other than the Big Ugly they'd been training to defeat. Rio tells Ren he's got this and goes at him alone. Ren casually rests against a column and observes. It's a tough fight, but Rio is better prepared than before, and he has the reverse body check in his back pocket for when the Big Ugly's concentration falters for even a second, and it does.
Yeah.
Rio dodges a barrage of attacks and swiftly moves behind the Big Ugly and sends his elbow through his pancreas. Ren and Rio merely exchange a glance, one of those, badass glances that only badass guys exchange, and then they just trot on toward Londi.
Yeah, it was a cool glance, but deep down Rio was like, did you fucking see that shit? Or if he had actually said it like, did you see that karate move?
Of course, Londi is not hanging out alone. He has guards stationed outside his door. Ren and Rio tag team these guys, even causing a few to run away in panic, but the doors to the room where Londi supposedly awaits are locked, and Rio panics.
Oh, he's so panicked, he's like, what should we do?
Oh, whoa, calm down, Rio. Jesus. Man, don't panic. Okay, so Rio asks, isn't it obvious? And yes, of course it is. You don't get all the way to a locked door and let it stop you, okay? The bros join forces for a double dude door kick and barge inside.
Yeah.
Londi shits himself. I mean, he doesn't. No toilets in here. We already established that.
Right.
He doesn't do that. Instead, he has 3 more goons there waiting. Probably his best goons, if we'd had to guess. And Londi sits in the corner just patiently looking on.
Yeah, and if you're Londi, it's only a matter of time. You've been watching dozens of your goons get wasted from the window. You've just been looking on. And you even heard a few outside get destroyed, and now Ren and Rio are in the room with you. I wonder what he's thinking right now.
Oh shit. Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Rio takes on the first fighter and sends him face first into a coffee table. Ren steps up to take on the second fighter, a wiry man with long white hair who bounces around and makes chicken sounds. Ren is patient and observes the odd behavior, and finally, when the guy least expects it, Ren kicks him square in the throat and knocks him out before the chicken guy ever has a chance to throw a punch. Rio jumps back into the fray to take on the third fighter, a big bald dude who moves kind of slow. Rio crane kicks him in the chin and sends him backward over the couch near where Londi sits. Londi doesn't flinch.
Yeah, but now he's thinking, well, reckon I better karate, and slowly gets off the couch.
Meanwhile, we gather that Niao Sun is one of the 4 leaders of the Chiyu men presiding over the south. Her and Londi are the only 2 leaders we're aware of. With mirror in hand, she no longer sees Londi as an asset and has ordered her goons to set the castle on fire with him inside it. Getting rid of Londi is all fine and such, but the problem is our boys Ren and Rio also inside that castle.
Yeah.
Back inside the castle, things are heating up. Londi speaks to Rio.
It seems you've improved a bit.
Lan Di.
Fight me! I will avenge my father!
The fight we've been waiting all this time for finally commences. It is here now in the third game of the trilogy.
Yay.
That we get the vengeance we've been yearning for. Ryo is prepared to destroy Lan Di in honor of his father. This is his chance.
Yeah, this is it. This is it. I mean, obviously, the third game of the trilogy is where the big. I mean, yeah. What we might learn here, though, if you stop holding your breath right now, is that maybe it's not meant to be just a trilogy. That's a hard truth you're going to have to swallow right here.
Fuck!
And we might have to wait another 20 years. Or wait to never know.
Maybe we'll just do... That'll be the first episode of Caleb and Trav's fan fiction. And we'll just make we'll make it up. We'll say what we want. We'll say what we want. So... Even though Ryo has trained immensely over the last few months, that's right, this entire trilogy has spanned merely months, maybe only weeks, who cares, I don't know, he still can't land a hit on Lan Di. Lan Di paces the room, hands behind his back, deftly dodging Ryo's attacks. Meanwhile, Ren has caught on that there might be a little smoke in the air.
Yeah, I hate to say it, Ren is 10 times the detective Ryo ever was.
It doesn't take long for the room to be engulfed in flames, seemingly trapping all three fighters inside. Ren makes a desperate attempt to surprise Lan Di from behind, but his mule kicked across the room and nearly into his fiery end. Lan Di catches one of Ryo's punches and wrenches his arm behind his back, saying, "Allow me to reintroduce you to your father."
But wait, my father is dead. Oh, I get it now. Ha ha. Very funny.
Then Ryo steps up with a Phoenix Mirror in hand. A Phoenix Mirror, not the Phoenix Mirror. If Lan Di lets Ryo go, Ren will give it to him. Lan Di cooperates, and the two step toward one another for the exchange. But just the last second, Ren frisbees the mirror out the window and into the sea. Lan Di watches on, stone-faced. Ren collects Ryo, convinces him to leave over his cries of,
"But I must avenge my father?"
"You're no good to anyone dead, dude," Ren tells him. Probably not the dude part, added that little flourish. And they rush out while flaming beams crash around.
Yeah, I will say, though, Lan Di did look slightly impressed with Ren's frisbee throw, because we've all tried to throw a frisbee and it just doesn't release right, and you're just trying to play it cool. Like, no, it's just I meant to send it over that way a lot ways. Not near you. But Ren just fucking nails it, dude. Just zip. He did one of those, like not bringing it across his body from the inside, one of those outside throws that got him tons of puss in college.
Yep.
It looked good.
Ren does have strong ultimate frisbee energy.
Yeah, right? That's what I'm...
Definitely. Yes. Definitely. Outside, the fighters that came with Ryo and the hostages he rescued watch on as the castle burns. Our time in Yawu is over. On the boat ride out of the city, Shenhua's dad fills Ryo in on some important information. The Phoenix and Dragon Mirrors were once locked away in a cliffside temple, and only Sun Ming, Lan Di's dad, was responsible for them, and he looked over them to ensure they did not fall into the wrong hands. But then he died under mysterious circumstances. His only son, Lan Di, was raised by the Chiumen, who likely manipulated him into becoming the treasure-thirsty jerkwad he is today.
Yeah. Or, you know what? Maybe Lan Di killed his own father, huh?
Oh.
Those are my words, of course, not Shenhua's dad, but I mean, what if?
Well, save it for the fanfic episode, Travis. Come on.
I'm on it.
And now Lan Di's base is in the cliff temple where the mirrors were once kept. At the end, we're left with a few questions. Did Lan Di make it out alive? Ryo certainly thinks so. If Niao Sun has the Phoenix Mirror and Lan Di has the Dragon Mirror, and they each clearly want both of them for themselves, what will happen? Will one kill the other before Ryo gets to them? As the text on the screen says just before the credits appear, the story goes on. And that's it. We're out of here. Done. It's a wrap.
That is it? That is all of the story? Oh. I was expecting there to be some resolution on my behalf. I never killed the man who killed my father.
Nope. Sorry, dude.
Who am I in love with? Is it Shenhua or Nozomi?
I think the tree.
I do love to fist it.
Oh, man. Well, what do you think? You're the one who played these games. Was it good?
I mean, story-wise, obviously, they give you a taste. They at least let you go face-to-face with Lan Di in the last game. But you kind of know, we have not even come close to resolving this whole mirror issue, so you're just kind of suspecting that there's going to be a little bit more after that. But I think the games have a specific taste, but I think they're fun. I do think the third one's pretty good, especially the ending, because there's a big thing where you're marching up with your friends, you're kicking a ton of ass. It feels like a real climax to end the trilogy. But yeah, I think everyone who plays it is a little like, the third game wasn't like a set thing. Like, we waited 20 years to get it. Are you confident you're going to be able to ever wrap this fucking story up? Because if you can't promise us a fourth game, maybe just go ahead and wrap it up for us.
Yeah, it feels like one of those series that when you tell someone I like it, you have to really, really emphasize the I part as though you're apologizing.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
I know. I do feel that way.
No one's ever been like, I like it. Yeah. And it's just doesn't happen that way.
Yeah, you'll get beat up in the street if you go that hard at it. That's why I test people first. I'm like, have you ever even heard of it? And if they're like, yeah, I'm like, oh, I think it's okay. But if they're like, no, I'm like, well, I like it. I think it's decent. Because you don't know enough to beat me up right now.
You've played 3 Shenmue games. You know all sorts of karate moves. I think you could take him, Trav. All it took Rio was reading words on paper to learn a devastating move to kill a guy. Like, I think playing the game is better than that.
That's probably fair.
Uh-huh.
And I do sometimes. I'll go down to the wharf if it's Sunday and it's nice out. If it's anywhere above 55 degrees, because I'm very sensitive to cold, I'll go down to the wharf and pull my socks off and just get to flinging my legs around, doing a little wharf karate right there, stretching it out. So Shenmue's really imbued in me that I too possess kung fu.
Wow, what would your animal style be?
I like raccoon style because they don't let go of shiny objects. Love the fist, love to steal stuff, and they got cute thumbs.
Huh. All right. So you'd have to be using your thumbs a lot in these karate scenarios. I like it. I've never seen it before myself. That happened that way before. So I'm interested. I'm intrigued.
It's a lot of thumb wrestling karate. It's a lot of.
So the other person also has to have raccoon style.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough. That's going to limit your pool of thugs.
100%. Usually when you ask a thug if they want to do raccoon style with you, that's enough to get their bear style to beat your ass.
Right.
So you got to know ahead of time. It's kind of like you orchestrate this over forums ahead of time and meet at a park in a safe place, maybe a well-lit Walmart parking lot.
Yeah. Or any sort of like coffee shop with a table between the two of you, since that's all you really need.
True. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, that was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, thanks everyone who stuck around. If you have played the Shenmue games, I'm sure you get what I'm saying. And if you haven't, you totally get what Caleb's saying. There's nothing more divisive in this fucking country than Shenmue. Forget Democrats and Republicans. It's Shenmue versus not Shenmue out here. That's where the real hate is kept. Hopefully, everyone came together and enjoyed these episodes because, as always, we have fun doing them. And we have another episode that's going to be coming pretty soon, I think. We've been chipping away at another one, so we're not going to go dormant for 6 months like we usually do. We're going to come in hot with a new episode here in the next, few weeks. So don't count us down and out just yet, but be sure to subscribe. That way you know when that next episode comes out.
And please go out there and review us. We say this every episode. And if you're listening to this right now, you obviously got to the end of this episode, which means you must have liked it. Like, if you didn't, you would have left already, right? So, I mean, prove it. Prove that you like it. Go give us a review on Apple, iTunes, podcast, whatever they call it now, Spotify, any of those places. Go out there. That'd be really, really helpful. Also, if you don't want to do that, you can just tell us about what you like about the episode. Give us feedback, thoughts, whatever on Twitter if you want to. The show is at Tales Lesser. My own Twitter handle is at Caleb J. Ross. Travis is over at Trav Plays Games. But you could, if you wanted to, forget all that stuff and just head over to the Polymedia subreddit. That's r/Polymedia. So reddit.com/r/Polymedia. And you can go there and just talk about the episode, talk about this episode. You can also just communicate with other people who listen to the episode. It's a little community over there. They podcasts don't really have a consistent, streamlined comment section. That doesn't really exist like it does for YouTube and other places. So Reddit is that. Go over to r/Polymedia.
Yes, please do that. And again, if you do submit a rating or review, we do like to read these here as our favorite characters from the show. So how neat would it be to hear Rio just stumble his way through anything written, honestly. Or maybe Rio Dr. Phil. You can also send us an email if you'd like to. Reach out to the show. Let us know what you think. Maybe it's an angry email about the way we pronounce something. We'll accept that too. We just want human connection. You could do that at polykillpodcast@gmail.com. You can find our network of other shows. We've got some great shows out there centered on gaming, centered on movies, music, anything you want. Polymedianetwork.com is where you'll find that. And we want to shout out Brad Sucks for our amazing intro and outro theme.
Thank you so much for listening.
And the tale has been told. Sort of. There might be they'll probably need another sequel.